You can go to the Grand Ole Opry, take a stroll down Music Road.
All right, welcome to another Tips from TSAI for Songwriters. Today, just real briefly, I want to talk about music for children. This is another great market. It's another great opportunity for writers. And when you're thinking about something, it's a great way to help sometimes steer you in a direction. You know, you sit down with a couple of writers, you make an appointment, maybe somebody has an idea or two, you throw some things out. If you decide you want to focus on something like that, children's music actually sells, and there's a big market for it. If you want to look it up, we as a songwriting organization were involved with a project a few years ago, a band called Cache Creek. You can look them up, great band. They did an album for children called Dance with the Dinosaurs. And every song on that was written by TSAI songwriters. So you can check that out. It's a great album. But what we did was we took that as a challenge, and as a group, we wrote songs for children. Now, again, children can be very young or middle or junior high and things like that. By the time you get up to that age, though, you're pretty much dealing with regular music. But you do still want to look at content. You want to talk about, lyrically, things that those children can relate to. So if you want to gear music to, say, up to 6 years old or something, right? You know what you're looking at and you know who your audience is. Folks, anytime as a writer we know who our audience is, that makes things a lot easier because we know what we should and shouldn't be talking about. That's lyrics. Now, secondly, again, it's music. So what you tend to want are happy, fun songs that gets them bouncing around, jumping, and things like that. Kids love to get up and move around, and the music is going to help them do that. So you want things to tend to be happy. Also, very, very basic. And your melodies should be bouncy and happy feeling melodies. Also, you want to cut that song down. It doesn't need to be 3.5 minutes. I would strongly say keeping it maybe 2.5 minutes. Obviously, you want a great hook. You want a title that's memorable but very hooky. And again, repeat that a lot. We're talking about 4, 5, 6-year-old children. You want something fun, maybe funny, and just hooky, and just set the hook up and keep repeating it. I mean, if you listen to children and you watch them listening to music, they will play the same song over and over and over and over because they get it. And that's what you want to do. You want to reach them with a very simple subject, a very cute phrase. You don't need bridges. You don't need lots of verses. In fact, I'd probably only have one verse. Maybe go back and repeat it again. Something that they can learn and follow along to. But children's music is a big opportunity, and I strongly suggest writing it, recording it, getting it demoed. And then the other thing that you want to talk about or think about with your co-writers is, again, the same thing we talk about with regular music, and that is, do you want to be in first person, second person, or third person? I would stay away from second person, but generally you want the kids to sing along, so you probably want to be in first person most of the time. So you want that kid to talk about how happy they are. I'm this, I'm that, so think about that. Think about first person when you write the lyrics and when you phrase any of those lines, and then stay in it. Songwriters, this is something we talk about in all of our workshops, is stay in the same tense. So many times we hear writers, because the rhyme works better, shifting from first person to third person or something. That's confusing for adults. It's definitely confusing for children. So pay attention to the tense. If you start in first person, make sure that everything is first person. And again, I encourage you to do it. It's a great opportunity. So thank you very much.
You will hear some faded cowboys used to ride the old radio, and you will see some shooting starlets wonder why they shine so bright. I tell you, son, it ain't no secret. Songwriters helping writers down at TSAI.